Grand Rising, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. Sorry for the camera shaking, I'm heavy handed, But anywho, so today's topic, I didn't need any notes because as a vagina holder, myself personally, I have plenty of experience with dealing with this. We're going to talk about women and low self-esteem. I know you didn't think I was going to leave the ladies out. Come on now, who do that? Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to say that there are more females that suffer from low self-esteem than we realize or would care to admit. And surprisingly, a lot of times it tends to be the females that appear to be more fortunate. They tend to suffer from low self-esteem a lot more than females who are less fortunate. And when I say that, that is because in this day and age, people try to, as I said before, buy love and buy affection. And a lot of females, they feel as though if they go and not saying that anything is wrong with enhancing your beauty or anything, because I personally love to enhance my beauty. I love all of that. I believe in self-enhancement in any way that you feel if you would like to improve yourself, i.e. plastic surgery, makeup, hair extensions, nails, lashes, anything. If that is what you want to do, that is a part of self-love and self-care. Yes, indeed. However, if you feel as though you have no value to yourself unless you have those things or unless you look like everybody else, that is an indication of low self-esteem. And you can tell because a lot of females out here, yes, they are doing self-enhancements, but a lot of them are trying to look just like everybody else. They're all trying to be copycats and prototypes of the same thing. That is what is an indication of low self-esteem, because everybody, no matter what kind of butt you get, everybody is unique and everybody is different. But you can tell if you follow social media and you look at the trends and you see what's going on, you can tell that a lot of females, they have low self-esteem, and so therefore they lack a sense of self-identity, and therefore anybody who they can easily glamorize through money or material things that they see, that is what they will go off of to try to form their own identity. And that is what they're basing their self-worth and their self-value off of nowadays. And that's why it is so important for us to know who we are as women, because self-esteem is the reason why it's called self-esteem, because it starts with self. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. That's what a lot of females fail to realize. They feel as though their value lies in their new butt or their new breasts or their new extensions and X, Y, and Z. And that is false. That is not true. However, I'm not saying that, with that being said, I'm not saying that that means that the females who do not buy those things or don't wear extensions, don't wear makeup, I'm not saying that they have high self-esteem, because also on the other side of the coin, there is a large number of females who have very, very low self-esteem who don't use any of those accoutrements, any of them at all. And the reason why they don't is because of their low self-esteem. There's a lot of females, and me personally, as a woman who likes to enhance myself, if you can tell, I mean, the hair is real. Yeah, no. But as somebody who loves personal enhancements, I deal with that a lot, and I see that a lot, that there are a lot of females out there who they don't feel as though because they look like the stereotypical, what is considered ideal by American standards or by society standards or social media standards, because they feel like they don't necessarily have those body parts or those looks, their self-esteem is low. So they're like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm not even going to invest and put any time to try to enhance my natural beauty or whatever I do have. And that is where you are wrong as well. I feel as though everybody needs to find a happy medium. You should be proud of who you are. You should love who you are. And you should always want to be your best self. Being your best self includes high self-esteem, includes self, your esteem in yourself, how you value yourself, how you care for yourself, how you pamper yourself, the things that you do for yourself. It does not matter if you don't look like everybody else. That's why God made everybody to look different, because we all are unique. The thing is, he also gave us the tools. He blessed certain people with the knowledge to make certain things in order to help us to enhance ourselves, because we are a race, a species of evolution. If he did not want those things, then he would have kept us all as cavemen and cavewomen. He did not. As time went on and species evolved, we learned things and people were blessed with certain knowledge and of what to do, how to use certain plants, how to use certain things for a reason. The goal is for us to use those things that we were blessed with, whether they're resources, personal knowledge, wisdom, even if we have to go and do the research, even if we have to go and ask somebody else, take a class to better ourselves for our own personal enhancement. So that way we have a higher value of self, which raises your self-esteem. And that's where it lies. That's where it all comes from. There's nothing wrong with doing your makeup. There's nothing wrong with looking good. Can't nobody tell me there's something wrong with looking good, because I'm going to tell you a secret. Some of you guys might know this, but I feel like some of you ladies have no idea. When you look good, you feel good. I know some of y'all minds blown. Relax. Calm down. Calm down. Seriously, y'all getting too loud. Okay? When you look good, you feel good. And that helps to boost the morale. That helps to, put those pleasure endorphins, have those going through your blood and your brain. That makes you feel better, point blank, period. So, and you also can tell where a woman's self-esteem is by how she carries herself. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of females like to come for us pretty girls. They like to, throw the shade at the people who do value themselves and do self-enhancement and like to improve themselves and carry themselves a certain way, because they do have high self-esteem. But those are the same people who, if you look at them and the way that they carry themselves, hey, you know what they say, a hit dog will holler. A hit dog will always holler. That is very true. You can tell because certain females, they feel as though they don't have to do anything to themselves. But, not only do they look like their esteem is low, or not only do they look like they don't have that care and that self-love, but that's the way that they tend to carry themselves as well. You'll see some females that look quite slovenly. They just throw on anything, roll up out of the bed, just wear their pajamas to breakfast, lunch, dinner, to work, to the hairdresser, to the club, and everything. That is an indication of not only depression, but also low self-esteem. And we really need to look into the way that we maintain ourselves as females, because first of all, we are the vessels. We are the womb of the earth. Okay, we should be setting the standard for the generations that come after us, that follow us, our daughters and stuff. Just because you were not necessarily taught how to do certain things, just because the people in your family maybe perhaps are not efficient at hair and makeup and stuff, if you know that you want to feel better about yourself, or if you look in the mirror and you're not happy with the way that you look, by all means, you should go ahead and you should improve that. You should work on that. You should find out how. If you don't know how, ask somebody. Nowadays, there's so many sources that can help us with our self-esteem. So many avenues. However, there are a lot of women who, because of the environment that they were raised in, because the people around them perhaps did not tell them you're beautiful, did not tell them, okay, it does not matter how you look, or did not tell them, hey, if you want to make yourself look better, you can. There's a lot of females who were raised and, the matriarchs in their family or the females in their family, they didn't have that. They didn't do those things. I can tell you, I'm full-blooded Jamaican, so I come from a West Indian background where certain things, we didn't know. First generation in the States, we didn't know certain things. However, we took the time to find out in order to better ourselves. That is a part of high self-esteem and self-value. That is a part of ambition and motivation to be better. Each generation should be better than the last one. Period. And a lot of times, a lot of females base their self-esteem off of how other people see them, how the opposite sex perceives them. And you should not do that, because as I said before, there are a lot of men that suffer from self-esteem issues, and or excuse me, there are a lot of men that suffer from self-esteem issues, or because of how they were raised, the environment that they were in, and how they saw females treated, they might just treat you like shit because they don't know any better. And that can and will affect your self-esteem. That's why you have to know who you are, ladies. You have to be true to yourself, ladies. Okay? If you know that you like to keep yourself up and you like to look good because it makes you feel good, when you get in a relationship, you should not let yourself go. Hold yourself to a certain standard, because a lot of times females, when they get into relationships, they get comfortable. Okay, they get that happy relationship weight. They start letting themselves go. They let the man tell them, oh, what do you need to dress up for? What do you need to look good for? You trying to find somebody else? Really, that's just a mental tactic for control. If you have high self-esteem and self-love and you love yourself, you should always want to look good. And that is something that you should tell your significant other. They should want you to look good as well. Okay? Inadvertently doing that will lower your self-esteem and your self-confidence, because once you let yourself go, it's a downhill battle. Downhill. Sliding straight down to the floor. And then if that relationship doesn't work out, then you have the task of trying to find yourself all over again. And then how is it going to be easy for you to find yourself all over again? Because you let yourself go. You have not maintained yourself. You have not maintained your hygienic habits, your beauty standards. You've gained weight. It's like you have to start all over again. And it should never be that way, because that plays a very, very, very large part in women and their self-esteem. I've seen it. Me personally, I always like to look good, so I've never had that problem. However, I have had plenty of friends that have gotten into relationships and gotten comfortable and lost who they truly are. And then when the relationship is over, their self-esteem is shattered because they no longer have a sense of self. They lost themselves in the relationship. Okay, their maintenance went down, and then they feel as though they are a fish out of water and they don't know how to find themselves or how to restart. And it should never be that way. Life should be about evolution, as I said before. It should be about progression. Each day should be better than the last. Every day should always be about self-improvement, not just on the outside, but on the inside. Actually, it should go from inside out. And true beauty comes from within. The makeup, okay, and everything else that you may want to use and add on, the lashes, the hair, all that should just be, extra spice to just zhuzh it up. You just want to give it a little zhuzh and enhance what you were already blessed with. But if you don't know who you are, if you don't know yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't have a high sense of self and a high sense of self-esteem, which means carrying yourself with pride and love regardless, then you'll never have that. You'll never do that. You won't know how to pick yourself back up. It should never be that way, ever. And so I'm going to tell you, as a woman, I'm coming to you, queens, and I'm letting you know self-esteem starts with self. Hence the reason why it's called self-esteem. All right? And beauty, yes, it is in the eye of the beholder, but God blessed us with certain tools, all right? He blessed certain people's brains, hands, minds, because he knew that everybody was made different. And he knew in order for us to be our best selves and our highest selves, some of us may need help. That's a challenge that a lot of us have to go through. Okay, is how to improve ourselves in this lifetime. But you should never be afraid to figure out how to improve yourself, or to look into the necessary means or whatever the fuck to figure out how to improve yourself. You should never look down on people who do improve themselves. And also at the same time, ladies, you should know there is no true standard of beauty. You shouldn't try to look like anybody else, because if you do, that will always have your self-esteem on the floor. To thine own self be true. Know who you are, love who you are, and enhance that shit. That's what we all should be doing. So with that being said, keep that short and sweet. Go ahead if you don't mind, of course, check out my website, www.empressoracle333.com, for crystal jewelry. I also do custom orders. You can just email me, and find me on YouTube, where I have all of these inspirational videos for you at Empress Oracle 333. Be blessed.